Ooh, ooh, ah, ah, live, learn, grow on Penyo channel. Ooh.
Hello, hi Penyo community, Bafenyi Conquerors. We are more than conquerors. Unleash the power within. It's a feel good now kind of vibe. First timers, awesome. Welcome to Penyo channel. Subscribers and regulars, thank you, grateful, much appreciated. Keep coming and stay. Penyo means victory, for we are victorious. It's a triumphal procession. Today is better than yesterday and tomorrow will be better than today. God's Unfailing Love by Mirriam A. Mashego. When in church, we don't all hear the word the same. Matthew 13 verse 20 to 22. And then we start focusing on others and somehow judging them, then forget about ourselves. Once this habit starts, it's hard to break. Acts 17 verse 11. Search the scriptures. Romans 7 verse 14 to 25. Trying to do right but constantly failing. It's not something new but can be trampled upon. Marriage is a life stage achievement like a promotion. We need to encourage people to enjoy being single. Leave the biological clock to the one who created it, for he knows it better and can change it. Jesus was never married. Paul was never married, yet they did a lot for the kingdom. Not everyone will get married, but all of us are encouraged to marry, hence the high rate of divorce. Don't rush and find yourself unhappy, living in bondage, misery, and pretense. As much as we pray for marriage, we must keep praying for whole, confident, sober, productive, single people with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. A person who is married is not better than the one who is not. We all are God's children. Psalm 17 verse 8 and Zechariah 2 verse 8. You are an apple of his eye, married or single. Do not fear being single. Job 3 verse 25. The thing that I feared the most has overtaken me. You're not an outcast. Isaiah 54 verse 4. No shame, no disgrace, no fear, no humiliation, and no sorrow. Matthew 11 verse 12. The church of God suffered violence, and that violence takes by force. It still won't be easy and smooth sailing when you find a mate, but you are able to go to talk to God about it. Matthew 11 verse 28 to 30. Because he approves, he will give you a light, easy load and take your burden. Relax, God got you. Philippians 4 verse 7. Have peace that surpasses all understanding, where it doesn't bother you. You're not angry or bitter. Matthew 26 verse 39. Let his will be done. Work on yourself, your weaknesses, and walk in your calling. Songs of Songs 2 verse 7. Don't rush. Summary of the book. Mirriam thought she'd had it all figured out. She will grow up, choose a man, marry, have 4 children, and live happily ever after. She heard about Jesus, went to church, but didn't really understand what it's all about, because she saw those around her that considered themselves believers or Christians living like she did. Most of them had boyfriends, engaged in sexual intercourse, and got drunk every weekend. When it came to tithes and offering during that time, they would offer all the worthless coins and leave all the notes for important things. She saw pictures of Adam and Jesus, both white. She wondered how they related to her. She prayed the Lord's Prayer, Our Father, but it was just a recitation than a prayer, so it never meant anything at all. She went to a boarding school where she met her first boyfriend, Prince, a charmer, the guy of the moment every girl longed for. Mirriam was captain of netball and Prince was captain of soccer. The relationship went on. At the boarding school, they were able to sneak in and out, sometimes caught, but would do it again. One day, Prince came with his friend in a car, took Mirriam, they went to a house nearby, then he slept with her. That's how she lost her virginity. Prince could not believe it, as he thought she was just like all the others. The relationship went on. Her friends told her she is lucky that he did not dump her after sleeping with her. Prince felt like he owned her. He called her almost every day and wanted to sleep with her. She gave herself to him. Mirriam began to drink alcohol, bunk classes, and sneak in and out of the hostel on numerous occasions. This went on for some time. She and her friend Peggy got verbal warnings, from the housemaster until they were expelled from the hostel. They both decided not to tell their parents, sought accommodation from local houses, and stayed there for a year and a half. One Sunday afternoon, after returning to the rented house from a school break, Mirriam took a nap only to be woken up by Peggy, who had a suitcase full of new clothes from home, bought by her dad for her. Even though it was 4 p.m. on a Sunday, Peggy insisted that they go jogging so that she can look good for matric dance. Mirriam refused. Peggy persuaded her. Finally, Mirriam agreed. They jogged and chatted. After running 7k out of the bush nearby, two men emerged. They obstructed their way, one in front of each of them. Mirriam ran for her life, leaving Peggy behind. She went looking for help. Unfortunately, most people took no notice of her until she went to a house where she eventually met someone who knows her, her teacher. They went looking for Peggy. It was dark, so it was a daunting task. They found a body lying on the ground, motionless, naked, forcefully penetrated, with stab wounds all over. The doctor assured her that Peggy was going to be fine. When she went to see her, the nurse refused, told her that it's Peggy who said she doesn't want to see Mirriam. Peggy's father came to the house, pulled a sjambok, and whipped Mirriam until a neighbor came to help. The news spread around, some published in the local paper with headings like "Friends that would kill" and "Be careful who you befriend." Prince disappeared with all those rumors. Mirriam completed her high school shortly thereafter. She met Peter, whom she dated. He would take her shopping for clothes, cosmetics, jewelry, and all the nice things. They dated for a year before he proposed marriage. They attended his church every Sunday afternoon. Men did not sit together with the women. They never read the Bible. They were bishops, teachers, and ministers. Women were not allowed to come to church wearing trousers or without wearing something on their head. 1 Corinthians 11 verse 2 to 6. She read this and wondered if it was a mix-up of cultural practices, because her understanding is submission and the covering of God. A man should be covered by God, and a woman should be covered by God and be submissive to her husband. After she got married, she struggled to conceive, went everywhere, doctors, inyangas, sangomas, witch doctors. They gave her muti, concoctions of tea, water, and oil. There was so much pressure from family that the marriage was cold. Peter started to beat her up. He said this is because he loves her so much that she's provoking him to do so. So she asked for the beating. Eventually she got pregnant and the beating subsided, then started all over again later on. A teacher called her to show her a picture that Karabo, her daughter, drew. It was two people and a third lying on the floor. Her father beat up her mother almost every day, and now she wants to kill him. Mirriam was so embarrassed. Even a 6-year-old could pick up what was happening. She shared the incident with Peter, who just ignored it. The beating continued until she landed in hospital, Parktown, Brenthurst. She then decided to run away, get a restraining order, and a divorce. The maintenance battle was the hardest to fight, for he made sure she gets nothing from him. He bluntly refused to pay child support, told the court that he wanted his family back. After going to the court 27 times within 3 years, seeking maintenance from him, she decided to give up. Mirriam decided to focus on her studies and work out at the gym. She enrolled for a diploma in human resources because she was working in the HR department. She qualified for a study loan at work. It was not repayable as long as she was prepared to work for the company for an additional year. One afternoon, as she was leaving gym, she was offered a lift by a man who gave her a business card showing that he's a director. He said he's married, no plans to divorce. He loves his wife. He just wants someone for a companion, a friend. He took her to the most expensive restaurants. They never met around but went out on holidays. He would give her a blank check to buy whatever she wanted. She later decided to focus on a spiritual growth, so she dumped him. Mirriam was doing training at work where she met Richard, started dating, got engaged, and married him. Richard changed. He complained about everything, from the way she spoke, laughed, and behaved. All of a sudden, she was ugly and had no manners. She started to beat her up, slap her even in front of Karabo. She knew that her ex-husband did that and vowed that he would never do such a thing. Mirriam was pregnant. He beat her up regardless. She ran away, filed for a divorce. He then asked for his lobola money back, which she paid back, moved on with her life. She battled to forgive him, but later managed, even though she did not meet him face to face again. Deuteronomy 14 verse 22 to 29 talks about tithing, which was something that Mirriam did not understand. They talked about faith, Romans 10 verse 17 and Deuteronomy 30 verse 19 to 20. She realized that the choice is hers and she will have to bear the consequences. She started to give a tithe and realized that once she did that, God was giving her revelations about giving and obedience. Proverbs 3 verse 9 to 10, Proverbs 3 verse 5 to 6. She decided to trust in God. Mirriam's department at work was being eliminated to cut down on cost. She was retrenched. As painful as it was, she decided to give a portion of her money to the church and trust God. Malachi 3 verse 8 to 12. Try me. So she decided to try God. Isaiah 55 verse 8. Let him think on her behalf. Certain men approached her with an offer to buy shares into his business, an Italian restaurant. Training was offered. She took over. Most customers and staff left, but she carried on. The sales went up and the franchisor was happy with her and the performance of her business. After 3 years in the restaurant business, she decided to sell the restaurant and move on. She partnered with Letia and opened a grocery store in the township. Mirriam decided to enroll at a reputable Bible school. She attended classes on Tuesday and Thursdays evenings. Proverbs 8 verse 17. Those who search for me will find me. One day after a prayer session, Jack from the Bible school came to Mirriam and asked if they could go out for tea. They went out, spent some time together. Jack was married but was not happy, so he said, Psalm 32 verse 8, guidance. Mirriam prayed to find out if this is the one. Though her spirit was not at peace, God responded, No. She so wished this was not true because she enjoyed his company. They went out to the movies, dinner and lunch together. One day they were sitting on the couch kissing. Suddenly the front door flew open. She stood up, closed it, went back and carried on kissing. The door did as it did before a second time. They both stopped right there. Then she asked him to leave. Proverbs 3 verse 5 to 6. Trust in the Lord. Romans 7 verse 14 to 25. You make a promise to God and to yourself, but you fail to keep it up. 1 Peter 5 verse 8. It could have ended with a broken heart. One evening as Mirriam was at a prayer group meeting, she started talking to the woman next to her, only to realize she was Jack's wife. She decided to come for prayer and was just talking about how her husband likes to leave her behind even though they have been married for 7 years. Mirriam realized how deceived she was. Jack came to her later on and said he can explain. Mirriam told him to go to his wife. One night she had a dream about the butchery section of the grocery store. 3 days later, had another dream about the butchery section. It was now disturbing. She related it to Letia, her partner. They decided to pray on a Friday evening on that section. They had a bottle of olive oil to anoint whatever they were being led to anoint. They saw a dark cloud coming out of the butchery and they chased it away. Naledi, her daughter, saw a cock on top of the garage. They ignored it and thought it was just a bird. In the morning at 5 a.m., when Mirriam woke up to pray, she heard a cock crowing very loudly. Continued for about 6 to 10 minutes. She could not pray as it was disturbing her. She left for work. The cock was busy roaming the yard, then went on top of the garage. Ephesians 6 verse 11 to 12, full armor of God. Revelations 12 verse 11, Matthew 18 verse 18. They declared war on the devil, anointed the gate and the house. The cock was no more. Romans 8:28, all things work together for good to those who love God. God loves us all and He is there whenever we need Him. If we invite Him into our lives, He comes and lives in us. The devil is defeated. Thanks for watching. Kindly like, share, comment and subscribe. Be the light and keep shining. Heart to heart, from my heart to yours, it's all love. La 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 la. Heart to heart, from my heart to yours, it's all love. Thanks for watching Penyo channel. Take care, love, joy, peace, faith, hope. La la la, la 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 la, la la la, la la la.